Here we go. Hey, back in the car today. You notice we got a different look. We going a bit more curls today. You know what I'm saying? Shaved off the mustache a little bit. We're gonna grow it back in. You know, we doing all good. But yeah, man, it's a different type of day. Today we have for you early childhood hustle, and it should be really concise, or it could have been, but man, I am not in a concise brain state right now. Of course, we are in the car this time. Wanted to do back outside. Somebody's out in the back. Thought about doing up front. Got a roommate talking to somebody in the front. So here we are back in the car. And I'm trying to get like the right angles and stuff. I'm trying some new stuff. I got this thing. Put the camera up. Switch up the angle. So yeah. You get to see a different angle of the car. You got my newspaper bin in the back, which is just kind of important considering how we starting off today. But let's go. It's wild, man. It's wild that doing these things is starting to get me charged up to continue it, especially over considering my last 24 hours. Like if yesterday was the type of thing to give me the energy to stop, then today is that times 1,000. Because the progression of the content isn't the issue, is really just the lifestyle that I'm living right now. Because yesterday was kind of wild. So my schedule's a bit crazy at some points. And yesterday I drove up to Estes Park. It's beautiful mountains for work. It's about an hour's drive away from where I live. So I left at 3 p.m. and then I worked till 9 p.m. and then I arrived home at 10 p.m. and then I struggled to sleep, so I didn't get to sleep till 11 p.m. Then I woke up 2.5 hours later at around 11:30 a.m. to go toss some paper. Unfortunately, the papers hadn't arrived, so I played ring around the snoozy until about 3 o'clock, when I finally was just like, all right, I'm tired of this, I'm impatient, and I drove off to the paper place. And luckily they're arriving like just as I get there. And so by the time I finally hit the road, it was about 3:50 a.m. and normally that wouldn't be too much of a problem, but I was supposed to meet a buddy at the gym at 7 a.m. because he had an early meeting, so we had to get in the gym early. But so anyway, I sped around delivering, and it would have been this relatively smooth delivery route. I probably would have even made it there on time if not for the fact that my lighter died, and so did my backup lighter. So a bit over halfway through the journey, I'm just like, damn, man, I need to pick me up, man. Like, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I've cut down. I'm no longer smoking during the day. But when it gets to delivering the papers at nighttime and there's nothing going on and you're just like, I need to get through this, that's the time where I'm doing it for now. I'm gonna eventually pull that back as well and make it purely recreational with friends. But anyway, I went to a gas station to pick up a lighter. And of course, the one that I went to was closed, which makes some sense considering it was like 5 in the morning. But you know, man, they're supposed to be open, man. Gas stations, bro. So after I found out it was closed, I ended up taking a wrong turn, and that messed up my schedule even more. And I said, all right, screw it. I'm not getting another lighter. We're done. But luckily, my lighter was still making minimal flame, like that click 10 times, and you get that little baby ember that like can't really do shit, but it is enough to light a Black and Mild. And I had one, so my human ingenuity came in. I said, I'm gonna use this Black and Mild as my lighter, you know. So I took the Black and Mild and I turned it into a de facto lighter. Boom, we got it done. It was easy, man. And then with the mission accomplished, I hurriedly finished my route, finished around 6:40 a.m. And then sped over to the gym, got there about 7:06. And all that is to say, as it was 8:49 as I started writing today, and I've gone from that into doing this now, so it's 9:55 now. But all that really is just to say that this is zero sleep. I'm going on zero sleep. So pardon me if we ain't as zippy today, we ain't got as many zingers, we ain't got the people laughing the socks off. Hopefully you laugh once, or maybe you just enjoy the dumbness that is me spilling out my brains, or maybe you enjoy this insightful story at a look into my childhood. That'd be cool too, but whatever. Anyway, the moral of the story, I guess, is if you have the guts to get something done, usually life will work out in your favor. Every once in a while, God tests your patience, but if you persevere, you'll usually get some type of reward. Even if that reward might not be a bunch of followers, but instead it's just some insane calves. Totally worth it. So, moving on, let's get more into the story and how we got here. So first off, I need to talk about my current mentality, which is centered around immense gratitude. We are all blessed to be here. We shouldn't be here, considering all the reasons that we shouldn't be here. Supposedly, somehow we have perfect conditions for bacteria to evolve over the course of millennia into complex life forms. And then you take that on top of things like the crazy events that should have wiped out humanity, like we got the Black Plague, where everyone should have died, but luckily there was just enough people to survive and figure out a solution, and now we still have people. And then even looking at a more precise point to you as an individual, you shouldn't even be here. Think about how minute the chances are that two people that happen to be your parents now meet and form a strong enough relationship to create you. And like, there's so many different varieties of parent and child relationships, but like, no matter how difficult yours might be, the situation that means you're alive is insane. Like, we are all very lucky to be here. So like, stressing over the little things, it's just not worth it. You know, you're here by some type of miracle, so why don't you be some type of genius, figure out what you're good at, put in the work, start building that legacy, because it's just as unlikely as you are. Like, it's just the same type of miracle. So regardless, you are here, so why not create the thing that was meant to come along with you? It's natural, it's your destiny, it's your legacy, it's all that. But anyway, let's start the trip down memory lane. We are done giving people philosophical nuances about the world and how it all connects. You know, we're taking it back to the youth of the boy. Now, we step back into the time machine, and let's go all the way back to South Side Chicago, circa 1989. So, I'm not Terrence Howard. So sorry, no, I do not remember being born, but supposedly I was a bit of a pain. I kept my mother in the hospital for 2 weeks. She had to be in the hospital for 2 weeks before she could leave due to complications with me. But what that tells me is apparently I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to go into the world. That's kind of crazy. It makes a lot of sense considering what has happened since then and like how my life has played out. So as a kid, I didn't really want to go outside. Like, the parents force you outside, be like, go outside. But I really needed to find other friends before I started doing that. But yeah, I would find friend groups, and but more often than not, I preferred to stick to myself. And I was usually, if I was with people, I was usually the leader of the situation, or else I was just going to avoid the situation altogether. The majority of people usually seem pretty bland to me. I got caught up in things, and if I didn't see that they were worth my time, then I wasn't paying attention to it. You know, I had better things to do, man. I had to think about how I was going to find my sword as a Power Ranger, you know, my magic sword. And I had to figure out how I was going to run the Megazords, you know. Like, that was some big stuff. These were major moves that had to be calculated right then. And I don't need to hear about how we need to get some more light bulbs. I don't... You get the light bulbs. I gotta run a Megazord. Come on. Anyway, we moved from Chicago to North Carolina when I was 2 years old. And as we reached the half point of our journey, my older brother's watching Michael Jordan win his first championship. I think about that, man. I always think about, like, damn, man, I could have lived in Chicago during the happiest time that city probably had, possibly ever. But considering what has happened since, I guess I'm better off, because it makes sense to leave that type of area, because it ain't good no more. But anyway, we moved down to Carolina, and the first house I actually remember was pretty magnificent. We had 2 stories, had this nice big lawn, we're up on a hill, and then we had a really awesome balcony that you could reach it from like any room on the top floor. So you could just, if it was storming or something, just walk outside, chill on the balcony and watch it. It was very cool, very cool. I miss that. I miss the house, but I don't miss everything about the situation. It's an interesting situation for a young boy to have, you know. Everybody in the neighborhood pretty much was older than me. So, like, I'd be spending most of my days just, like, watching people play Sega Genesis. Because, you know, I'm the young kid. I can't get on the game. I might get on the game for, like, a short little session, you know. Try to go out it, get it, show them my moves. Boom, 3 lives dead. Done. Because old games are hard as hell. Man, they were hard as hell, man. They had some old games, bro. I like them, but they were hard, you know. Like now, I kill them all because, you know, I'm nice like that. But when I was a kid, it took time to grow into this. But the only other kid my age was a girl, and we became best friends, which was also kind of confusing because, like, while I'm waiting to play Sega, we're just over there fucking around playing with Barbies. Pause. But it was still cool. Like, one of the funniest moments in retrospect was when we climbed up on her mother's SUV, and we went up there with some brooms. We started sweeping the roof. They come outside like 5 minutes later, and I was freaking out. She's like, "What the hell are y'all doing?" It's like, "We're cleaning your car. You know? We had good intentions, you know? It was nice, you know? Good kids. Anyway, eventually we moved away when I was around 6, as my little brother was being born. And I lost the house, and I also lost my first best friend. So that was also a major move, you know? But meanwhile, I'd made friends with another kid, and we started having sleepovers often. My brother hated him, man. He absolutely hated him because he was like pretty obnoxious. Admittedly, he was like the classic kid where you would be like, "Damn, dude, just blow your nose, please, man. Just blow your nose. You don't need to be sniffling 9 times every minute. It's not necessary. Just blow your nose, bro." But along with that, he also chewed his food with his mouth open, and he was all around just like, he was a bit of an obnoxious kid, but it didn't matter, man. He was my buddy, and so we spent nights playing Double Dragons and Streets of Rage, Mortal Kombat, and watching 3 Ninjas from Blockbuster. Because you remember Blockbuster back in the day, that's where you got everything. Anyway, however, he lived with his mother, and his father was apparently abusive to her and was spending his time in jail. So in 2nd grade, when his father was released from prison, they moved to Minnesota to get away from him. So damn, boom, just like that, another best friend gone. So with 2 brothers 6 years apart and a lack of like that super tight relationship in my youth, like, I developed a talent for surviving alone, you know, and kind of making the best out of whatever I could find on my own. And then when you add up being a middle child, oh shit, it broke. Anyway, we're still here. We're almost done. So we just gonna continue because we doing this live, man. I got the suction cups on this thing. They ain't working right. They knocking down my making me turn on the windshield wipers. It ain't raining. It's a beautiful day outside, man. It's a beautiful day. Anyway, so as I was saying, where was I at? Yeah. I was a middle child, and then my parents were always either worrying about making sure my older brother was a good role model, or worrying about my younger brother because he was a baby. And so I pretty much moved in silence. I was just on my own. So I'm just doing my own thing. So I never had that mentor type shit, bruh. Anyway, but yeah, I think this is about a good place to stop for now. My writing time ran out, so we're gonna get back into it tomorrow. We're gonna go deeper, and I think like this is a good time also because it gives me a spot to like reflect on that and like my childhood and stuff, which is something that I don't really think of, and I don't think many people really think of like the intricacies of their childhood and how it helped form their psyche as they are now. So anyway, thank you for my self-important rant. I'm not mad at it though, because like people need to relate more. We all need to relate more, and so this is me relating to you. Hopefully you can connect. Maybe you have a similar story. Maybe yours is totally different. I'd love to find that out. Because we're working towards something beautiful, and these are the growing pains. So like, comment, subscribe, do all that jazz. People, like, I don't even want to say that stuff, man. But I know if you like it, you're going to do that. So why would I say it, man? Come on, man. Just do it, man. Just come on, man. Peace. Be easy.